It is essential to not a concern others closely and the sharing power among the three core branches: legislative, executive, and judiciary. So, in a democracy, it is a need of power sharing. The democracy is a need of power sharing. Why a need of power sharing? Because in a democracy, power should be described in all ways, not in a just a one manner. Power should be described as a all ways. So here in a PDF you can also see. We have to शेयर अ पावर. डेमोक्रेसी के अंदर पावर शेयर होनी चाहिए. हाउ अ पावर कुड शेयर? अ पावर कुड बी शेयर एज अ लेजिस्लेटर, एग्जीक्यूटिव एंड जुडिशरी. लेजिस्लेटिव, एग्जीक्यूटिव एंड जुडिशरी. And last point is our judiciary. Now you see, now a legislative, what is a legislative? Legislative is a mainly law making body of a country. Like we have a parliament. India having a 2 parliament. How many parliament? 2 parliament. Anyone knows how many parliaments are there? There are 2 parliaments. First is upper house and second is lower house. Power to share their information and making the laws for the nation is been needed. Like for an example, I give you example as well. In India, do you know that what is the legal age to get married? It is 18 years for a Muslim girls. 18 years for girls and boys for a 21. Below the age considered as a child marriage. Below the age of 18 of a girls and below the age of 21 it is considered as a child marriage. So who make these laws? These laws are making by the legislative powers of a country. So into the first, in this chapter we have to understand why the power sharing is important. Sharing power to the among the people from the top level to the bottom level. So it is known as a power sharing. So first of all we have a story of Belgium. Why the story of Belgium is important? It is the first question of our story. It is a story of Belgium. So understand what is a Belgium. So Belgium is a country. Belgium is what? Belgium is a country in Europe with a population of having how many population they have? They have a near about a population of 1 crore. It is an estimately low population considered as a Indian population. Where the India, do you know that Gujarat population is how much? Gujarat population is 7 crore Gujaratis are there into the whole Gujarat. How many UPians are there? How many person are there in UP, Uttar Pradesh? In Uttar Pradesh there is a 28 crore people out there. 28 Belgium just live in Uttar Pradesh. So Belgium having a diversity. Belgium having a diversity, it's having a 2 language people. 2 language people having. So 2 language तरह के लोग देखने को मिलते हैं. First France speaking and second we have it is a Dutch speaking. Now understand what is the France speaking population and what is the Dutch speaking population. So France speaking population and Dutch speaking population. Now here we understand the Dutch speaking population into the Belgium. It is 59%. How many percent? 59%. And the France speaking population is just only 40%. So who is having a majority? Dutch people having a majority after having a 59% of the country speaking the national language as a Belgium. But on the other hand we have a France which has a 40% of the person has been considered it as a France speaking population, and 1% population, 1% only population speak German. They are particularly migrants of Second World War. They are speaking German. Now according to India's expert, in India where India was considered as a Hindustan, before the separation of 1947, what happened in India? There are the three countries in India. First, India, second, Pakistan, and third, Bangladesh. So, Indian people are speaking which language? Hindi. Pakistani people are speaking which language? They are speaking Urdu. And the third, Bangladesh people are speaking which language? They are speaking Bengali language. So there is a diversity of a language was speaking. So into the terms of diversity, it is the same happened with our Belgium. In Belgium, there is a Dutch speaking population is near about 59%. It is having a majority in the country. Then there is a Brussels, which is considered as a what? Brussels is what? Do you know that? What is the Brussels? Capital of Belgium. There is another story. In a Brussels, which is the capital city of a Belgium, it is located on a Belgium, and the most of the population of the country is speaking Dutch language. But in the Brussels, majority of population speaking France. This France-speaking people has been allied that despite of a numerous minority in a France-speaking held a more economic power, which the France people having a high economic power, पैसा ज़्यादा है इन लोगों के पास. Here I written high income. Why this having a high income? Because they are historically rich. Now go to the another topic, story of Belgium. What happened in Belgium? Community region. Here in the shown in the maps also, in the diagram also, the community and region. Flemish region, Flanders people, Flemish and France. Brussels is the capital, and here you see the what map of Belgium. So here you see Brussels people. Brussels is the capital of France, and here we have a France, Wallonia, German speaking Wallonia. Here you see the majority of that area. It is a France area which is speaking which language? Wallonian area which is speaking France language. It is their major language. So now into the topic of Belgium case study, we have understand one thing. In a democracy, power sharing is a must needed, and power sharing goes to the language. Now the language is playing important role. Language playing important role. Why? For 59% are in a majority. What? They are in a majority. That's why they speaking with language. But there the problem arise. When a problem arise? Problem arise when they are doing election. They are doing power sharing where the majority of Brussels are in the minority in country. यानी कि जो देश के अंदर मेजॉरिटी है वही कैपिटल में माइनॉरिटी में है. अभी जैसे इंडिया के अंदर ऐसा सोचो कि इंडिया के अंदर जो हमारी कैपिटल है नई दिल्ली, वहीं पे पाकिस्तानी लोग रहेंगे तो चलेगा? इज इम्पोर्टेंट. इट इज रेलिवेंट फॉर आपकी जो कैपिटल है वो आपके देश की रिप्रेजेंटेशन कहलाती है. इट इज योर रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ द वर्ल्ड दैट हाउ योर कंट्री इज. सेकेंड स्टडी, इट इज अवर द नेबरहुड कंट्री below the Indian Ocean. It is a story of Sri Lanka. In a Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka get a independence in 1948. 1948. What happened? Sri Lanka got a independence. श्रीलंका आजाद हुआ था. फिर क्या हुआ? श्रीलंका फेस अ क्राइसिस ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द लैंग्वेज. Now in a Sri Lanka, there is a majority of the population is a Sinhal people. Which people? Sinhala. Sinhala's total population, it is a 74%, is the highest majority of a democracy into the language speaking. And then the second portion, 18% remain are the Tamil speaking. Who is speaking Tamil? So who is a majority? Sinhalas are majority. But Tamil have a two part. First is Sri Lankan Tamil, and third and the second one is the Indian Tamil. Sri Lankan Tamils are the origin of a Sri Lanka, but Indian Tamil people are in a very minority, but they are from where? They are from India. The Tamil speaking community is a further subdivided into Tamil. अब देखो जैसे मैंने बताया, इंडिया श्रीलंका में दो लैंग्वेज वाले लोग रहते हैं. एक तो पहले है सिन्हाला और दूसरे है आपके तमिल. नाउ जो सिन्हालास है उनकी 74% क्या है? मेजॉरिटी. ऑन दी अदर हैंड हमारे पास जो तमिल वाले है तो तमिल के अंदर दो सब पॉइंट्स आते हैं। तमिल के अंदर आती है इंडियन तमिल्स एंड श्रीलंकन तमिल्स। इंडियन तमिल्स वही है जो कि इंडिया छोड़कर चले गए तमिल में। क्यों चले गए? मच्छी पकड़ने के लिए, एग्रीकल्चर के लिए। मेजोरिटिज्म इन श्रीलंका। अब श्रीलंका में क्या चलता है? मेजोरिटिज्म। अब मेजोरिटिज्म क्या है? फॉर एन एग्जांपल समझो, ये एक देश, एक घर है, वहां पे सभी लोग की सोच एक ही तरह से चलती है। अब यहाँ पे ये तीन लोग एक साइड हो जाते हैं और ये दो लोगों की सुनते नहीं है, तो ये डेमोक्रेसी है? नो, डेमोक्रेसी मीन्स everyone have a equal right to raise their voice. But into the topic of a majoritism, majoritism means those who have a majority, they have a elite caste, they have a power to choose their representation, but the lower caste does not have that kind of a right. So it is a majoritism into Sri Lanka. Here in the topic you can see that in 1915 Sri Lanka passed the legislation recognized of a Sinhala as an official language. अब 1956 तक when Sri Lanka get a freedom, Sri Lanka get a free independence in 1948. But into the 1956 majoritism start in Sri Lanka. It is a declining of that democracy. 1956 Sinhala, this language which is a majority population into a country according to the language, they are come into the majority portion, they are consider their official language as a Sinhala. The majoritism and the Tamil speaker have a feeling of a accusation of a neglect. और जो तमिल बोलने वाले लोग हैं उनको निग्लेक्ट किए जा रहे हैं, उनकी बात नहीं सुन रहे। सबकॉन्शियस प्रोफेशनल पॉलिसीज फेवर एंड सिन्हाला पॉपुलेशन इज गेटिंग एडवांटेजेस ऑफ गवर्नमेंट। अब यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि जो सिन्हाला की ऑफिशियल पॉपुलेशन है, जो सिन्हाला पॉपुलेशन बोलती है, उनको ही गवर्नमेंट जॉब दी जा रही है। नाइंसाफ़ी की जा रही है यहाँ पर। कैसे नाइंसाफ़ी की जा रही है? इट इज़ अ टोटली अनफेयर फॉर अ डेमोक्रेसी टू हैविंग दिस काइंड ऑफ अ राइट। हियर यू कैन सी द पॉपुलेशन गेटिंग which it is a discrimination on the basis of a language. We have a article 14 on our Indian constitution, article 14A, which is talking about a discrimination on the basis of a caste and religion. So it is a story of a Sri Lankan majoritism and the story of a Belgium power sharing. So in the next video we are discussing about what are the consequences they have to face.